Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to see us all on the stage here today and taking part in politics. And I know you're all going to vote, and you're going to vote wisely when we come to July the 4th. My name's David Curtin. I'm the leader and the founder of the Heritage Party, which I started in 2020. Before that, I was in UKIP, and I actually stood in the Bognor Regis and Littlehampton constituency in 2019 here. And I'm proud to have fought for Brexit back before the referendum. And I got involved in politics about 10 years ago because I was concerned about two things. I was concerned about the European Union, and I was also concerned about what was then known as political correctness and how freedom of speech was being militated against. And we found that if you said certain things, you might get no platformed and not allowed onto television programs and things like that. However bad that was 10 years ago, it's worse today. And that's one of the things that we stand for in the Heritage Party: free speech and liberty, among many, many other positive principles and policies that we have. You can see it in the manifesto if you want to look it up on heritageparty.org. But there's four things I think, talking to people around here and also around the country, because I'm obviously have a national presence as well, that I think people are very concerned about, and that resonates with me as well. Number one is comprehensive sexuality education, or what's called relationships and sex education, that's gone into schools. And the parties in Westminster have allowed that to happen, and children in our schools are being exposed to horrendous, degenerate lesson material, and they're being taught about gender ideology and all kinds of things that undermine traditional family values. That's wrong, and our party, the Heritage Party, is the only party here that would introduce a Hungarian-style law to outlaw those things from going into school and to repeal comprehensive sexuality education. We also are concerned about mass immigration, which has been spoken about before. It's too much, and what we need to do is put strict caps on work and student visas, because it's not about race, it's just about there being too many people coming into the country, and that's gone on through Blair, Labour and the Conservatives who we're in now. Other things I'm concerned about, and I don't have a lot of time, are the whole net zero ideology and how that is making our energy prices go through the roof, because we are dismantling our perfectly good carbon-based energy infrastructure and trying to replace it with wind turbines and solar panels, which don't provide hardly any energy when the sun isn't shining and the wind stops blowing. And the final thing that I'm very, very concerned about at the moment is how the parties in power are trying to escalate war in Eastern Europe with Russia. That is completely insane, and we need to try to make peace so that we don't all blow ourselves up and start a war which is completely unnecessary. I'm being told my time is up. Thank you so much for listening for 3 minutes, and I hope you've got some questions I can answer later on. Thank you.